Hi, welcome to All Things Possible TV. I'm Kris Barney and I'm thrilled to have you here with me. This week we're going to be talking about what are ethics anyway. Recently I've been writing this whole new chapter for my book and I just sent it off to the editor and I have a whole chapter on ethics. I have been speaking and training more on ethics because I actually have one of my traits is integrity. And integrity is a big piece of ethics. And today we're going to talk all about ethics. I want to just, open up your awareness for what ethics is all about and why it's important that we live it every day, all day in our lives. Before we jump into the deep content, I want to invite you to join me on my website right here, allthingspossible.biz. You can also find me on krisbarney.com. That's my speaker site. But a lot of my training and coaching comes from the All Things Possible company that we have. And I would love for you to get your free gifts and to join our community. We love our community at All Things Possible and would love for you to be part of it. So if you haven't joined already, join us and get our weekly newsletter and our new episodes. Every week we come out with a new episode, a new article, and give you content and perspective and give you some ideas for you to think about. And again, today we're going to get into that and we're going to talk about something that's a little bit different. We're going to talk today about ethics. What are ethics anyway? I don't like to use a paper and I don't like to read when I'm on here filming for you. But I want to read a few things today about this because so much of it will be forgotten and will not get in here as I'm filming. I want to read to you the definitions that I looked up and found on ethics. The first one is a simple definition. It says work ethic is a set of moral principles that an employee uses in the performance of their job. Pretty basic, pretty simple. Then I found another one that said it's the belief in the moral benefit and importance of work and its inherent ability to strengthen character. I think it's a combination of both of those and a lot of other things. I believe that there are some really big depth and perspectives here in ethics, and ethics changes how we show up. I also believe that ethics is not just at work. Ethics is in our everyday life. It's how we live, how we show up, and how we interact with people. Ethics shows our moral beliefs and our standards. It shows our character. It shows deep inside to who we really are. Now, in a work setting, ethics can be very important and help you climb the ladder a lot faster. I want to share a story with you. It's about my youngest son. So my youngest son went to early college high school, graduated high school his senior year with an associate's degree, went on to college with a huge scholarship, and before he turned 21, he had his master's. So he'd gotten his bachelor's and his master's degree. And at 21 years old, the company that he worked for paid him a big amount of money to transfer states and go down and open up a training department. He did this. He left Utah, moved to Arizona, and opened up a huge training department. They had 1,500 desks to fill. Now he did that. He did his training, and he just continued to move up the ladder. At 29 years old, he is just below a vice president position in the company. In just those, he's worked for the company almost 10 years, but in just those 8 years, he's 29 and is having phenomenal success. And I attribute it, I call him my overachiever at times, but I attribute this to his ethics. He is so aligned with his ethics and with his moral character of who he is and how he shows up, and he gives it his all that he's been this successful. If you look at the leaders that you follow or the leaders in your company, how did they get there? I can almost guarantee you that they have good ethics. that they are showing up in a different way. They're showing up very powerful and strong, and they're doing things a little bit different. The people that I look at in my industry are speakers. And when I look at the speakers that are really making it out there and doing a phenomenal job at this, they have good ethics and they're consistent with their ethics. It's not just on the stage, it's not just when they're at work. When you see them, they're doing great things and in their personal lives and with their families. There's a huge, huge piece of this. So in my book, I have a list of things that I consider to be some of the bullet points, some of the things that you need to consider when you're thinking about your ethics. It's a long list, but I want to read it to you because so much of the time we're like, well, that's not really covered in ethics. And yet, maybe it is. Let's look at this a little bit differently today. So this list starts out with a high level of integrity, honest in all dealings, doing quality work, living high standards, being punctual and respectful, being responsible and accountable, works well with others, dedicated to the company, respectful of others, builds trust with others, develops strong relationships, self-disciplined and takes action easily, energetic and positive, knowledgeable and willing to learn, creates positive results, willing to do what it takes, hits deadlines ahead of schedule, works well with others and is a team player, avoids gossip and is fair with all people, goes the extra mile, organized and structured, health conscious with a strong body and mind, a good listener and values others' opinions, does quality work and does not waste time, puts the company first, follows the rules and company standards, consistent and performs well, outperforms the competition, and high standards of professionalism, completes duties and responsibilities, and sees the good in others and wants others to succeed. Now, I do not believe that this is a completely encompassing list. I think that there's a lot of other things that go into this as well, but this list sounds like so much. It can sound overwhelming, and yet most of these are simple to live by. It's just shifting our focus to make sure that we are achieving this, that we are stepping up to the plate, that we are being responsible, that we are in charge of our lives. It's about having good characteristics. Martin Luther King said, "The time is always right to do what is right." I agree with that so much. The time is always right to do what is right. And that's what we're talking about on this list. It's always right to do the right thing. And so much of the time in our society right now, there's such a disconnect with this. People feel entitled. People feel like we owe them. And that's not what it's really all about. When you have good ethics, you have a good character, you have good belief system, and you perform well. You want everyone to succeed. So my question to you on this episode and with this information is, how are you showing up? Where are you in your ethics department? How could you improve? Are there some places that need a little bit more priority? We all have areas to work on. No one is perfect. And again, this list is not completely comprehensive. I brought that list from a lot of different data, a lot of different references, and personal experience to compile that list. I didn't pick it up from any one set thing. But I think that it gives you a good place to start, a good way to really assess where are you and what could you do different. Where are you possibly letting things, slip by? All of us have different challenges. All of us have different abilities. And we get to take a look at what's happening and where we can improve. Thanks for joining me today. I know this is a quick episode. I wanted to keep it under the 10 minutes. And I still wanted to be able to connect with you to let you know, what are ethics anyway? And how are you showing up? Thanks for being here. Again, if you haven't joined our community, join us at allthingspossible.biz, that's B-I-Z, and be a part of the All Things Possible community. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.